a land shaped by waves and war, an island nation, England, separated from Europe by the stormy English Channel. This has made the English a seafaring people, exploring and conquering distant lands, but it has also made them vulnerable to invasion. The Romans, Anglo-Saxons, Vikings, and Normans all left their mark. William the Conqueror's victory in 1066 began the Norman Conquest. Prepare to meet Romans, kings, and queens. The story of England is one of triumphs and tragedies, of battles won and lost. In the next 15 minutes, we will embark on a whirlwind tour of this island nation's past. From the Roman invasion to the Industrial Revolution, we will explore key events and figures. Fasten your seatbelts for a thrilling ride through history. We will meet powerful kings and queens, witness bloody battles and political upheavals, and see how a small island nation rose to become a global superpower. A failed attempt to conquer the distant isle. Our story begins in Gaul, modern-day France, in 55 BC. Julius Caesar sets his eyes on Britannia, inhabited by fierce Celtic tribes. Caesar's legions face unexpected resistance from the Britons. Though initially successful, Caesar withdraws, content with a symbolic victory. However, the seeds of Roman ambition have been sown. Britannia will not remain untouched by Roman influence for long. Roman eagles land on British shores. In 43 AD, Emperor Claudius launches a full-scale invasion of Britannia. Claudius's invasion force, commanded by Aulus Plautius, is formidable. Tens of thousands of legionaries disembark on Britannia's shores. The Britons, led by warrior Queen Boudicca, fight bravely. Boudicca's rebellion, though crushed, becomes a symbol of resistance. Roman authority is firmly established in Britannia. The island begins its transformation under Roman rule. Roman rule, a new civilization emerges in Britannia. With Boudicca's defeat, Roman authority is established. The Romans transform the island with roads, towns, and cities. Roman laws, customs, and language shape Britannia. For 4 centuries, Britannia is part of the Roman Empire. Roman influence leaves an indelible mark on the island. The land begins its transformation into the nation we now know as England. After the Romans, the Anglo-Saxon arrival. By the 5th century AD, the Roman Empire was crumbling. New powers emerged, including the Anglo-Saxons. These Germanic tribes crossed the North Sea to carve out kingdoms. The Anglo-Saxons were divided into several kingdoms, constantly vying for power. Despite conflicts, they left a lasting legacy on England. They gave the land its name, Angla-land, or Land of the Angles. Christianity spread throughout the land, building monasteries and churches. The Anglo-Saxons embraced Christianity, shaping the culture. (1066) and all that, the Norman Conquest. The year 1066 is etched into the memory of every English schoolchild. Duke William of Normandy invades England. The Battle of Hastings on October 14, 1066 is pivotal. King Harold Godwinson's Anglo-Saxon army is defeated. Harold is killed, ending Anglo-Saxon rule. William the Conqueror establishes Norman rule. The Norman Conquest transforms England. King John and the Magna Carta, limiting the power of the king. The Norman Conquest had a lasting impact on England. William the Conqueror introduced feudalism and replaced Anglo-Saxon nobles. Over the next century and a half, England was ruled by Norman kings. King John, ruling from 1199 to 1216, was deeply unpopular. In 1215, his barons rebelled, forcing him to sign the Magna Carta. This document limited the king's power and established principles of justice. Enter the Tudors. A new dynasty rises in England. The 15th century was turbulent for England. The Wars of the Roses ended with Henry Tudor's victory in 1485. Henry VII, founder of the Tudor dynasty, restored order and stability. He crushed opposition and replenished the royal treasury. His marriage to Elizabeth of York symbolized a new era. Under Henry VII, England began to recover and grow stronger. The Tudor dynasty would transform England into a major European power. Henry VIII and the break from Rome, the king who had 6 wives. Henry VIII ascended to the throne in 1509. Initially a devout Catholic, he sought a male heir. When the Pope refused to annul his marriage, Henry broke with the Catholic Church. He declared himself the supreme head of the Church of England in 1534. The English Reformation had profound consequences. Henry seized control of the Church's land and wealth. The dissolution of monasteries reshaped England's religious landscape. The reign of Elizabeth I, a golden age for England. Elizabeth I, Henry VIII's daughter, ascended to the throne in 1558. She inherited a kingdom divided by religious strife. Elizabeth skillfully navigated these challenges. She restored Protestantism while allowing some tolerance for Catholics. Elizabeth's reign saw England emerge as a major naval power. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 was a turning point. England's naval supremacy ushered in a golden age. Tudor legacy, shaping England's destiny. The Tudor period transformed England into a major European power. The monarchs broke with the Catholic Church and established the Church of England. The era saw a flourishing of English culture and art. Writers like Shakespeare and Marlowe produced masterpieces. England began to establish its identity as a powerful nation. The Tudors left an indelible mark, shaping England's destiny. The dawn of machines, from fields to factories. The Industrial Revolution transformed England in the late 18th century. Innovation reshaped society, driven by coal and iron ore. England shifted from an agrarian society to factory production. The textile industry was the first to be transformed. Factories powered by water and steam sprang up across the country. Many left rural homes for city work, lured by promises of a better life. However, factory work often meant long hours, dangerous conditions, and low wages. The Industrial Revolution was not just about factories and mass production, it was also about a revolution in transportation. The invention of the steam engine by James Watt in 1776 proved to be a pivotal moment. Steam power, harnessed to drive machinery, opened up a world of possibilities. It led to the development of steam-powered locomotives and steamships, transforming the way people and goods moved across the land and sea. The first steam locomotive railway, designed by George Stephenson, opened in 1825, connecting the towns of Stockton and Darlington in the north of England. This marked the beginning of the railway age, a period of rapid railway construction that would crisscross England with a network of iron tracks. Railways facilitated the transportation of raw materials and finished goods, connecting factories to markets and fueling further industrial growth. The steamship, another marvel of steam power, revolutionized sea travel. No longer at the mercy of wind and tides, ships could now transport goods and passengers across vast distances with speed and reliability. This had a profound impact on England's global trade and its empire. The British Empire, already expanding during the 18th century, grew exponentially during the 19th century, fueled in part by its industrial and naval might. The development of railways and steamships not only transformed transportation, but also had a profound impact on society. People could now travel to distant cities with ease, facilitating the exchange of ideas and culture. The world was shrinking, and England at the forefront of this technological revolution was shaping the course of history. The 19th century, particularly Queen Victoria's reign, is often referred to as the Victorian era. It was a time of great social, economic, and political change shaped by the Industrial Revolution. England, a global superpower, presided over a vast empire. The wealth generated was not evenly distributed. The working classes often lived in poverty and squalor. Cities were overcrowded and polluted. Social reformers like Charles Dickens highlighted the plight of the poor. Despite social problems, it was a time of great progress. Public health initiatives improved sanitation. Education became more widely available. The arts and sciences flourished with figures like Charles Darwin. The period saw the rise of a new middle class. They were the factory owners and entrepreneurs. The middle class demanded political and social reforms. The Victorian era was a time of contradictions, of wealth and poverty, progress and inequality. The 20th century dawned with England at the height of its power. The Victorian era had left an indelible mark, with industry booming and the British Empire spanning the globe. Yet, the new century would bring unprecedented challenges. The Edwardian era masked the growing tensions in Europe. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914 plunged Europe into conflict. England witnessed the horrors of trench warfare. The First World War left deep scars, paving the way for change. The end of the war in 1918 did not bring peace. The 1920s saw economic depression and social unrest. The general strike of 1926 paralyzed the nation. The rise of fascism in Europe cast a long shadow. The outbreak of the Second World War in 1939 tested England's resolve. Led by Winston Churchill, Britain stood alone against Nazi Germany. The Blitz brought the war home to the British people. Yet, amidst the devastation, resilience and defiance shone through. The end of the Second World War in 1945 marked a turning point in British history. The nation, victorious but exhausted, faced the daunting task of rebuilding from the ruins of war. Yet, amidst the challenges, there was a sense of hope and a determination to create a better future. The post-war years saw the birth of the welfare state, a system of social security designed to provide for the basic needs of all citizens. The National Health Service, founded in 1948, provided free healthcare to all, a revolutionary concept at the time. These reforms, championed by the Labour government of Clement Attlee, reflected a desire to create a more just and equitable society. The post-war period also witnessed the gradual dismantling of the British Empire. India, the jewel in the crown of the empire, gained independence in 1947, followed by numerous other colonies in Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. While the process of decolonization was not without its challenges, it marked a significant shift in global power dynamics. As Britain adjusted to its new role in the world, it experienced a period of economic recovery and cultural change. The 1950s and 1960s saw rising living standards, the emergence of youth culture, and a loosening of social norms. The Beatles, a band from Liverpool, took the world by storm, becoming icons of a new generation. As the 20th century drew to a close, Britain, like the rest of the world, entered a new millennium marked by globalization, technological advancements, and new challenges. The end of the Cold War and the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 had ushered in an era of unprecedented interconnectedness, but also one of uncertainty and rapid change. The early 21st century saw Britain grappling with issues such as terrorism, climate change, and economic inequality. The 9/11 attacks in 2001 and the subsequent wars in Afghanistan and Iraq had a profound impact on British foreign policy and society. The financial crisis of 2008 led to a global recession and renewed questions about the role of government and the distribution of wealth. Despite these challenges, Britain has remained a major player on the world stage. It is a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council and a leading member of the European Union, though its relationship with the EU has been complex and often fraught with tension. The Brexit referendum in 2016, in which a majority of British voters chose to leave the EU, has had far-reaching consequences for the nation's economy, politics, and place in the world. As Britain navigates the complexities of the 21st century, it continues to be a nation shaped by its history. From its Roman roots to its imperial past, from its industrial might to its cultural influence, England's story is a testament to the enduring power of human resilience, creativity, and the constant interplay between tradition and change. And so we come to the end of our whirlwind journey through English history. We've covered centuries in minutes, from the Roman legions marching across Britannia to the digital age. We've seen how a small island nation, perched on the edge of Europe, rose to become a global power, shaping the world with its language, its laws, and its ideas. We've witnessed the triumphs and the tragedies, the revolutions and the reforms, the kings and queens, the heroes and the villains who have all played their part in shaping the destiny of this island nation. We've seen how England's story is not simply a tale of the past, but a living, breathing narrative that continues to unfold today. As we reflect on England's enduring legacy, certain themes emerge. There's the constant struggle for power between monarchs and parliament, between the wealthy and the poor, between tradition and change. There's the unwavering spirit of innovation, from the Industrial Revolution to the digital age, that has driven progress and propelled England to the forefront of human endeavor. And perhaps most importantly, there's the enduring spirit of the English people themselves, their resilience in the face of adversity, their creativity in the arts and sciences, their unwavering belief in the possibility of a better tomorrow. This is the story of England, a story that continues to be written every day.